Climate change makes me feel
Panic.
Afraid.
Terrified.
Dreadful.
Nauseous.
Angry.
suffocated.
I first learned about climate change somewhere around 3rd or 4th grade.
I have a distinct memory actually about learning about how we release CO2 when we breathe and being terrified to breathe because I thought that I was going to kill the planet.
Yeah, I was in like 4th grade and I'd always make this dumb joke about like whenever it snowed, I'd be like, oh, what happened to global warming, guys?
It really freaked me out when I first heard about it because up until then I didn't realize that people could have such a huge impact on such a massive planet.
Ever since I was a kid, I've always been very conscious of it and very scared of it, and also guilty.
The amount of guilt and anxiety felt person to person is really disproportionate to who's actually causing this problem.
Once I start thinking about it, it's really the only thing I can think about.
It's just very scary and depressing to think about what's going to happen to our world in the future.
I know that I'll probably live to see the time when, there's no really going back, so. And I know at that point the world will kind of go to crap.
I'm already someone who struggles with mental health issues.
It's just one more thing to worry about on top of a million other things.
It's always at the back of my mind.
It's such a huge problem and it's so scary, but I didn't do any of it. I was born into this world that's a complete mess. It's not my fault and it's not really my parents' fault. It's the
Companies and businesses and brands that are really, really, really contributing the most with their factories and business practices.
Social media has made me a lot more scared about it.
I feel like there's a lot of misinformation on social media.
People always throw out dates and random time frames for when climate change will become too overwhelming, and they really just pull these dates out of nowhere.
There's also a lot of under-exaggeration and blatant denial of climate change as a whole.
I put a lot of my emotions into my art and drawing and painting and just general creativity. Poetry is a big thing for me.
I listen to a lot of philosophy podcasts, which are really interesting to me in general, but it also helps me figure out what to do with a lot of these really overwhelming feelings.
It also helps, especially with climate-related things, to do things about it.
Sign petitions.
Go to protests.
Making it in advertisements, making videos about it.
Knowing what's facts and what's not.
I think the biggest thing that people can do is just to care about it.
Nobody's really paying attention to it and trying to resolve the issue.
A lot of people see this big scary thing and think, let's just ignore it, let's go about our day as usual, but it's real and people need to see it and be aware of it.